we hear certain things, right? Talk about accountability. We hear about players that's dogs. We hear about players that's, mentally tough. We always talk about guys, penalties and things like that, or like mental mistakes, like drops and things of that nature. We talk about guys being available. You know what I mean? So I think losing La'el Collins, like you don't never want to lose a good player. Sure. If anything, put La'el at guard and see what happens if you feel that good with Terrence Steele. But at least I know Terrence Steele can play. You're going to lose some with Randy, but number projection, you know what I'm saying? Randy made some bonehead mistakes. If you feel like you can match his numbers, maybe you could feel better about it, whatever. Him kind of being hothead dude sometimes. Cooper, people say that Cooper wasn't very tough. Ready Red, if he's listening right now, Ready Red can't stand Amari Cooper because he felt like he was a little soft mentally, and we had some drops here and there with Cooper. So let me just ask you and the chat box this. Not that we got better on paper. Not that we got better namesake, not that we got better talent-wise, but do you think we'll be more efficient with physically tough players or just a more mentally tough approach, or with less drops, or with better availability, or with less injury concerns? Does that kind of make sense a little bit? Like, is James Washington with no plantar fasciitis? You know what I mean? Do you feel better about that than Cooper with plantar fasciitis? Is kind of where I'm going with this.
Nah, I'll take Coop. Coop would have to be not suit up. When Coop suits up, unless it's the Jets game where he had to come out the first play, I think Coop could be a factor. But everything, the only thing in that I would say that we possibly got better at is with the attitude, like you said, like toughness and things like that. They definitely attack that head on. But I can't predict injuries. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I can't predict if La'el was going to lie to the piss man again. I can't predict if what's going to happen up there in Denver with Randy. Yeah, I guess you can say we feel a little bit more safer. Randy missed a lot of time and he get dinged up. La'el got suspended. But those two guys, me personally, I'm not upset that they're gone. I would like to keep them and move La'el inside if that was the case. The depth is my issue, Voch. And if you keep a La'el Collins, your depth is better. You lose La'el, your depth took a hit. Let's just be honest. As for Randy, Randy's my guy. I think Randy's fantastic talent. He does have dependability issues, but just like Marv said, just like Marv said, I'm high on Dante Fowler, so I think Fowler can actually be productive for you. The biggest hit is Cooper.
Sure,
it's the biggest hit.
And I just kind of looking at it, right? Because I was on that same page also. I was like, hey man, you lose talent. Like, why would you get worse on purpose? You know what I mean? Like you can't feel good about getting worse on purpose or whatever, right? But the more I think about it, and it's just me trying to get a feel for all angles. I don't really have an opinion about this yet. Maybe I'll drop a think piece next week or something. But when we were playing our best football, La'el Collins was suspended and Randy was kind of hurt. You know what I mean? And Coop, Coop have his games on and off or whatever. But I think Coop and Randy did more simply existing as opposed to like production or whatever. So Coop may not have always gotten the numbers, but in the grand scheme of the offense, Coop was important to be there. Randy may not have gotten you the sack numbers, and I don't lean in the numbers, man. I don't want people to pull up. Oh, Voch, if this dude can get 6 sacks, he's better than this guy. Oh, Sam Williams got 12, however many sacks in college. He got this and Aiden Hutchinson compare. I'm not just straight up numbers guy. I want to see what your impact is. I want to see you know what I'm saying? If one dude's getting double teamed and gets 14 sacks, another dude is running free and getting 14 sacks, those are different levels of like quality or whatever. So I don't think anybody on this receiving core is going to pull that level of defensive attention away from anybody like Coop did. But I think there's something to trying to get tougher. I think there's something to, someone may have heard a rumor in the locker room or something like that about Amari quitting or whatever. We've heard those kind of stories before. And if you want to improve from that, if you want to just remove quitting from your core of dudes or whatever, then as much as I hate to say that, because I love all three players that we let go, you know what I'm saying, or we let walk or just parted ways with. I love Amari Cooper, but if we're tougher without him, then fine. You know what I'm saying?
I think you ever see Game of Thrones?
I love Game of Thrones.
That's right. We talked about it actually in the group chat, the roundtable group chat. I think this was Game of Thrones. Do you remember one of the scenes where he was talking about, an army of one is better than an army of five or what have you, where it was like 5 fingers and he put it in one. So I think that's kind of how our wide receiver group is going to have to play. Maybe as a team, you might have lost some super individual talents, right? But if you can come together as one and be better in that way, then sure, you can kind of maintain your level of production. Sure. It's not really about maintaining to me. Your question for the show, are you better or worse? Sure. I don't have confidence to say we're better yet because that whole we got to be one thing, I got to see it first. You know what I'm saying?
Also, too, it depends on what you're trying to build because that's how dope football is. Like, it's more than just having the best dudes. We love to talk shit about the Eagles, the whole dream team mentality, but if it don't mesh, it ain't gonna mesh, right? Think about it like this, and John asked this earlier. I think it's fair to like say this or whatever, right? But I don't think, and everybody please just listen and not do too much being extra here, right? Day one, or at least year one, right? Let's just say year one. I don't think that Tyler Smith is going to be a better guard than Connor Williams year one. If you take whatever, so like what year 6, year 5, 6 Connor Williams versus year 1 Tyler Smith, right? Just listen to what I'm saying before y'all start saying crazy about Voch. I don't think that Tyler is a better left guard than Connor Williams day one. But if you're trying to move your team more towards physicality and toughness, then Tyler Smith is the better fit for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we know Connor Williams is the better technician. Connor Williams is the better athlete. Connor Williams can probably do more things for you on your offense, right? In terms of reaching and these technical blocks and, the combo continuity or whatever. Y'all can say what you want about Connor Williams. Connor Williams is a fantastic combo blocker. We ain't got to do a film session on it because he's a Dolphin now. But Connor Williams is a better today. We ain't talking about what Tyler Smith is going to develop into. But today, a 5th-year Connor Williams is a better left guard than a year 1 Tyler Smith. But the one thing you're not going to have to worry about if we're moving towards this new thing that you're trying to build, which goes into the way of toughness and physicality, Tyler Smith fits you better right now.
Yeah.
So now you would have to apply that to the rest of your situations. I just take that framework that I just put there and just attach that to, elsewhere. Okay, La'el Collins. With your hip, with your this and you know what I mean? If we trust Terrence Steele, bro, like does that do something for your locker room? Maybe La'el's the better player, but we just talking about fit. Maybe Coop is the best wide receiver. Like if you take last year core and this year core and just put those guys together, Amari Cooper's the better guy. Of course, the best guy of those, whatever. But can we depend on him? Does Dak feel good getting him the football? If it's the end of a game and it's tough, you need somebody to be there to do something tough for you. Is Amari Cooper that guy? I think all these questions are like worth asking. And mind you, Will, still, this ain't a new question. This a question. Have we gotten better or worse? This is a question people been asking for weeks now.
Yeah.
I just now, am comfortable enough after like thinking about it for a long time, right? I'm just now comfortable enough talking about it because now I actually have like a thought that I can put on it. Voch, what are we gonna do about Randy? Who's gonna be the starting right defensive end? In real life, it's probably gonna be some dude that's suited to be a run stopper. And then when pass rush times happen, we're gonna put a pass rusher there, and Mike is gonna do his thing. Like it's not cut and dry as Randy's our first right defensive end. What do we do now? There's gonna be a wave of dudes built to replace what that is. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm still not even comfortable saying that we're better or worse or even. I'm just saying that I think if you take a look at what we lost and you take a look at the dudes we gained, and then you take into account what we're trying to do here or something that we may be trying to improve intangibly. This could all be an intangible thing, right? This could have nothing to do with like player skill, but are you tough and can we trust you? I think intangibly, we might be on to something. We'll still just I see your face, bro.
Because what you're saying would be fine. Sure. If this team was coached by Bill Belichick, if this team was coached by the Rams coach Kyle Shanahan, one of these guys where you have ultimate confidence in, because what you're saying is that I'm going to need these guys to be coached up. I'm going because that's what it is. When you lose that kind of talent, right? And let's just be real. It ain't just the talent from the top. I said it, you lost depth. Now I need my coaching to make their money. Jesse and I, we say this often. Your coaches got to win you at least 2 games minimum in the season. And sometimes it might have to be the playoffs, right? Cannot count on them to do that. Cannot count on my coach to get Tyler Smith to play up to an adequate level early on. Can I count on the new wide receiver coach and Kellen Moore to get Jalen Tolbert acclimated early because there is no Michael Gallup? Can I count on them to be without Michael Gallup and this offense continues to be number 1? Can I count on them to be consistent? The coaching is going to make their money this year. If Dallas it comes out of this 12 and again, the schedule is not some crazy schedule. However, talent can't overcome bad coaching, and that comes from Bill Belichick. They had a lot of talent last year. I thought sometimes under JG, the talent helped mask some coaching. So now I'm looking at Mike, I'm looking at Dan, I'm looking at Witt, I'm looking at Kellen. All right, now, these are a lot of young, unproven guys, a lot of question marks. I'm going to need y'all to make them into periods.
I feel good about Dan.
Yeah,
I feel good about
Dan.
Losing Randy, but having Dan kind of makes it that kind of makes me feel solid with that because I feel like Dan has somewhat of a plan. You know what I mean? Somewhat of an idea of what he's going to do. It's really about that offense, right? It's about that offensive side, and like I said, it's not like this is my thing. If we move on from guys, right? As long as the replacement is adequate, we can feel good about that. So we lose La'el Collins at right tackle. We lose Connor Williams at left guard. You get a Tyler Smith at left guard. And you get a Terrence Steele at right tackle. I think all that's adequate. I think that's fine. I don't have a big quarrel with the offensive line. I think you would love to have La'el Collins here, but we've seen Terrence Steele play for you. We've seen Terrence Steele contribute. So I ain't really bugging on offensive line. This is really about wide receiver core without Amari Cooper. In my mind, this is what it's really about, which ain't really that huge of a, and let me just be careful, boy, because I know y'all would just, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that losing Amari Cooper, means nothing or just losing these other guys mean nothing. But I'm saying that if you go from La'el Collins to Terrence Steele, you can live with that. If you lose Randy Gregory or whatever, you just like rush Michael from that spot or something like that, you'll just have linebackers doing linebacker things. You're fine there. You're good to go. No problems. I'm saying is your biggest issue now is have you gotten better from Cooper? So if your thoughts going into this is, damn, we lost 3 starters. Are we trash now? I just want y'all to think about the idea. Yes, you lost 3 starters, but the 2 dudes that 2 of the 3 spots that you lost, you feel good about those dudes. So really the only thing you should be worried about is your wide receiver core. Don't worry about the D line. Don't worry about the offensive line. I feel confident in those. It's really all about wide receiver.
I have to kind of chuckle about the offensive line. You just cool. Everything great with the O-line.
Well, Master William, I ain't saying everything great, but I am speaking from the idea of how much better can you get in a given amount of time, right? So from last year to this year, how much better can you get considering the offensive line market, considering what offensive line is in the league? And like I said earlier, I'm a Connor Williams fan. You know Connor Williams, my son.
I know that.
But if we're moving to this world of physicality, I think Tyler Smith fits that better, right? Sure. And just me not being phony, I think La'el Collins is a better player than, or at least going. That was the conversation that we had. La'el Collins is better than Terrence Steele. That was my fight. That was my conversation throughout the season. So I ain't saying that losing La'el Collins is just, all right, fuck him. I ain't like La'el Collins. No way. I ain't saying that. But I'm saying that for 6 games, Terrence Steele wasn't no scrub.
No, Terrence Steele showed he's a starting capable right tackle, and I think he's going to be fine. I'm of the belief that my second cousin needs to get an extension. That's just me. But
sure,
if you told me Tyler, Biotis, Zach, and Terrence was all going to stay healthy for 17 games. Yep.
Oh, cool. Well, Will said that's a whole nother goddamn conversation.
But that's part of it.
Using the H word as a whole. But look, but you ain't saying nothing different, really. That's your same point. Depth, right? You ain't saying nothing about the
that's what I'm saysaying. Depth is the issue.
You're talking about. So look, I don't know what kind of spell we got to cast. If we got to cross our fingers real hard, we know Tyron's going to be a thing. So I hope Ball and Waletzko are ready to fight for it. But in terms of left guard to right tackle, we just gotta hope them dudes all right, man. We just gotta hope them dudes is cool. If we lose Zach, at least we feel good about Conor McGregory as a right guard, you know.
That's what they need to do. They need to give Tyron Smith some HGH like week 8, right? Because they probably won't pick it up till like the end of the season, and then, you know, come June, it'd be like Tyron Smith suspended for 3 games next year. I don't care about next year.
Good. So, good. He's fine.
Slip his ass something right now.
Honestly, I had this theory, and it'll never work because it's more of a Madden thing. It's fantasy football. It's not real life football. But if Voch was the coach, I'm only playing Tyron Smith versus like top tier pass rushers and playoff teams. If it's me, I'm not even walking in with the goal of Tyron Smith playing 17 games. I don't even want that to be the goal. I'm gonna pick out the games. I'm gonna be like, man, we need Tyron here. Can we live? You know, without Tyron Smith playing against Jacksonville? Can we live with Tyron Smith playing against, you know, XYZ team? Oh, we're playing against the Washington team. Okay, let's have Tyron Smith to make sure that the pass rushers there don't get busy. But besides that, I'm not trying to play Tyron Smith every single game. But
then you need to go get depth. You need to go get an actual swing tackle. Last year, you could have did that, and I don't know why they didn't. After he got nicked up early, I'd have said, that's it. Wrap it up, B. We're not putting you out here until the end of the year. You're getting fully healthy because we can count on Steele. We can count on La'el. Can you count on Waletzko and Ball?
My only problem with that is, and just, boy, look at the content that we've made with nothing.
None.
My only problem with that is, though, Will Steele, is where are these dudes at? Because if you're a tackle that's even relatively competent, you getting a little bit of money to play somewhere. Like Cam Irvin getting money to play somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he's starting now because the Panthers just drafted Akeem Ekwonu, but he started last year. Like Cam Fleming got Cam Irvin, them got jobs.
There's a guy out there. What is the cat's name from freaking Green Bay? I'll pull it up for you, but he's one of the guys featured a couple months ago. He'd be a fantastic get. He can play all the damn positions, but he's a swing tackle, man. Ryan Kelly, that's his name. Ryan Kelly. Hell, man, bring back Nseki if you need to, bro. You need somebody that you know can at least hold that down. You've seen do it. But hey, let's go. If Ball show something, then you feel a little bit better.
Honestly, Will Steele, I hate tying Nseki so bad. I'd rather just throw my rookies in the fire. Honestly, because I think what you're going to get from your unproven rookies is about the same that you'll get from a veteran. I'd at least rather get that process going for my guys. If it's up to me, like if I got to pick out of Josh Ball or like Nseki, or if I got to pick out of like Matt Forniak or like Xavier Su'a-Filo or something, I'm just going to roll with my guys. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. I mean, I hear you. But for your Tyron Smith example, I need somebody proven. Like I'm not throwing, well, let's go out there against Jacksonville. Like I know you use Jacksonville as but I ain't doing that just yet. I got to see it first. I'll throw Ryan Kelly out there.
But then also, look, though, to be fair, just to be kind of fair about this thing, we still got a long offseason to go. You know what I'm saying? So we up here saying Josh Ball, Waletzko, that's fine. But maybe there is a veteran somewhere that can plug in and be like, all right, we're going to compete with the 2 young guys. If the veteran does nothing, we'll cut him for his $38. Fine. Appreciate you, sir. Josh Ball proved something to us. Matt Waletzko proved something to us. All right, we'll see. But I think we got a long way.